What's up, everybody? Tim the Collector here on New Comic Book Day. A couple of these I didn't expect to see, so that's kind of a bonus. And this first book, I found 3 covers at my local for this. I had this in my cart online and then I took it out. It's a Mark Millar, Simon Bianchi, Sharky the Bounty Hunter. So that's the first cover. They had, I don't know if this is the B cover or C, D, whatever. They had a ton of covers on this book that were available, and then the kind of like sketch variant for that book. Basically, this is about a intergalactic bounty hunter who cruises around an ice cream truck. So I don't. That's kind of strange sounding, right? But when I think Sharky and bounty hunting and all that, I just think back to the old, I think, 80s movie Sharky's Machine. I know this has nothing to do with that, but that's just kind of what it makes me think of. So I'm looking forward to reading this. Mark Millar, as you know, he writes, his stuff is pretty out there. It can be pretty grim and whatnot at times. So I'm hoping this is a good read. And I'm hoping it's a Netflix show, you know, obviously. But next up, Stronghold #1, Phil Hester, Ryan Kelly, Aftershock Comics. This one is about a guy who's actually an alien, a super high-powered alien at that. He doesn't know that he is, and the fate of humanity rests in him not finding out. So that's an interesting storyline, an interesting premise. So this next book here, High Level, interesting book. I looked at this one online. I did not pick it up, but my local had it. And they didn't just have the A cover, they also had the B cover. And what's significant about this, you know, other than it's going for 12 to 15 bucks on eBay, which I didn't realize, and it's also a Matina cover. I know there's a lot of controversy swirling around about Matina these days, but his work is still phenomenal in my opinion. The stuff looks awesome. You know, unfortunately, he's kind of gotten caught up in the copying, copygate, I guess we'll call it. But still, this book's pulling a premium right now. I got it at 10% under list, so I'm happy with that. You know, a first print of a Francesco Matina is always a wonderful thing. So, written by Rob Sheridan, art by Barnaby Bagenda, and obviously Matina on the cover art. So basically, this is kind of like hundreds of years after the world's ended, society's being rebuilt. A smuggler is forced to deliver a child messiah to High Level, which is a mythical city at the top of the world, which no one ever comes back from. So we don't know, is this real or not real? I guess we'll find out. But I kind of was looking forward to reading this book. We'll see. Hopefully it doesn't let me down. But either way, that was a cool score. So I had a few scores today. I was talking to the retailer at my local, and I asked him, you know, hey, do you carry any Antarctic Press comics? Because for whatever reason, their stuff is just popping. Every single book that comes out, it seems like, is fetching a premium, or it's hot and you can't find it. And so I pulled this catalog out and we started looking through it, and he was like, I pointed out this exciting comics, and he said, oh, you know what? I ordered some for somebody else, and then this came with it. So he had a copy of this, so I picked this up from him as well. There's nothing special about this one. You know, it's going for probably, it's $1.99 though too, so that's cool. If you can find these Antarctic Press books at your local, check them out, pick them up. But so $1.99 on this, which is, yeah, that's pretty cool. Find a $1.99 book like that. So I was pretty happy today. And then my pick of the week. Also, I'm going to say my cover of the week. I got 2 copies. Anthem, a new verse. This is based on the upcoming BioWare game. So it's kind of like a prequel to that. I've been looking forward to this cover, this book. I didn't order it online. I was kicking myself. They had a handful of them left at my local, so I grabbed 2 copies of that one. Super excited about that book. I think it's a cool looking cover. I like it. All right, we're gonna go into the DC now. The DC. I'm gonna move these out to the side because they're pretty fresh. I like them. You're either gonna love this cover or you hate it. That's all there's to it. But you know, books with video game tie-ins, you never know what one's gonna heat up and take off. You don't know. I had to buy it just for that reason alone. Damage number 14. So, spoiler alert: in the last issue, he gets into a massive fight with Batman on his plane. They pretty much destroy the plane. Batman jettisons out in a pod, drops damage on Monster Island. So now he's on Monster Island with these just obviously beasts, and so we're gonna get to see where that's at. You see this giant gorilla's got him in his hand. We'll see what happens. It's been hard for. I don't want to like this book, but I keep reading it. I've been in there right from the get-go, so I like it. I don't know. It's a Hulk ripoff, but for like, you can only be Hulk for an hour. If that's what it was, then that's what it would be. But I don't know. I like to read it though. I guess I don't know. Naomi, number 2. Bendis, obviously, and on this one, I didn't read issue 1. Issue 2 kind of snuck up, so I grabbed it. It's a offshoot of DC Universe Wonder Comics, and to me, Bendis does his better work on these little offshoot type things. I don't know. It could be in my head, but feels that way. Last from DC, American Carnage, number 4. Brian Hill, Leandro Fernandez, Dean White on that one. It's been a pretty good story. Up in the corner here it says impossible to put down, and I would agree. I have to read this thing, and you know, I guess I pick up any comic book, I pretty much read it through. So there's a couple that aren't good I just put down, but this has been a good story. It reminds you of, you know, a movie or a series that you might be watching. It's a pretty good story. Avengers number 15. So I said a few issues ago I didn't buy the Avengers books, but this current storyline and then leading into the War of the Realms, I digging it. It's pretty cool stuff, and it tells you right here on the cover, you got to buy it or they're gonna kill this Avenger. So, you know, I don't need that on my conscience, and you certainly don't either. So probably need to go out and get this book, or Ghost Rider's done. So that's a selling point, unless you're not a Ghost Rider fan, in which case you would say piss off. 2 covers for Avenger No Road Home. There's one. I don't know which one's. I think this is the A cover. I think this is the variant cover, or B cover, I guess. That's pretty cool. Got a little bit different look to Vision here. Scarlet Witch. If that's Hawkeye, I don't know. It must be Hawkeye, right? He just looks strange to me. I don't know. And Hercules. What are you gonna do with Hercules? You know, bring him out. Bring him out. Another one. I didn't order it, but it's like, man, I look at these, and this is never going to be a Hulk 180, 181, right? But I look at this, and it's got Hulk versus Wolverine versus Weapon H, and I grab it. It's one of those ones you're gonna. It says right here, Hulk Marines, and then in parentheses, come on, you know you love it. So yeah, it's like that. Like, give me that. I'm not a purist necessarily. And it's a number 1. just throw it out there. Let me read it. I know it's probably fun. So just give me that. Entertain me. Runner up for cover of the week for me this week is Venom number 11, an homage cover. You could probably see that the way that it's laid out. You know what this is, right? So I ordered the regular cover. I might have ordered this cover from Discount Comic Book Service. I cannot remember, but I can't pass up like a homage Watchmen number 1 cover. Had to grab it. If I have 2 copies, I have 2 copies. I got this for $5, so I overpaid a little bit, but I do that sometimes at my local because I enjoy going in there. I like them to stay in business, so I'll spend a few dollars there. And by the way, that is Comic Signal in Plainfield, Michigan. They are having their 3rd anniversary this Saturday, and they've got tons of $3 books and dollar books, and they're all 50% off. Lots of authors, illustrators, and whatnot going to be there. Some cosplayers, I guess, as well. So if you're in the Grand Rapids area, check them out on Saturday. I think they open at 11 a.m. Lots of good deals probably to be had, and then they're great people. So stop and support them. Check it out. All right, that's it for this week, folks. Have a good night.